All right, so we are back on the Weight Concept presented by The Ring, and today we are taking a look at the heavyweight rematch for the undisputed championship of the world. Oleksandr Usyk versus Daniel Dubois, number 2. The rematch after some will say controversy in the first fight. I kind of agree, but we'll get into why after we take a look at their first face-off. This fight week, they sat down face-to-face, and as we know, both of them are not great talkers, but I want to take a look and see what the energy is. I want to see what Daniel Dubois brings differently to this fight than he brought to the first fight. I want to see if Usyk still has that passion at the top level to take down a reinvigorated Daniel Dubois. Let's see if we can read into the messaging between Daniel Dubois and Oleksandr Usyk, and between the two of them, what has changed from the first fight to now. It's the face-off breakdown. Let's go.
He is the star of Weight Concept.
By the way, I don't know if you guys saw this. I need to find the actual the video. Daniel Dubois screaming in Usyk's face when they dropped down yesterday in London. This is actually the first face-off of fight week, I guess. Look at the confidence oozing out of both guys. Usyk very stoic. Daniel Dubois, well, yeah, he's Daniel Dubois. Screaming. The way that Daniel Dubois acts, it's unlike any other fighter I've ever seen. He is just fully himself. I think sometimes he even has no idea the moment that he's in, and he's just, I don't know how to describe it. He's just himself, and it's refreshing. He's not trying to be, you know, a crazy good shit talker. He's not even trying to be intimidating. He's just telling it like he sees it. And even when he says, like, and the new, and he's screaming it in Usyk's face, I don't think that's projection. I think that's the confidence he feels after his run, after the first fight, where he got knocked down and eventually stopped with the jab from Usyk. The run he's been on since, the Miller fight, Hrgovic, Joshua, all these things back to back to back, and all of them being stoppages, has led him back to this moment. And I think that screaming in Usyk's face is letting him know, like, listen, this is a different Daniel Dubois. So anyway, let's get into the actual face-to-face here.
Under Usyk, Daniel Dubois, we go again. Do you think you could be getting Oleksandr at a good time? He's had 2 hard 12-round fights with Tyson Fury, obviously 38 now. Is this your time?
You could say that, but I don't want to even put it down to just him being an old man. I've got to prove myself.
I love it, dude. Again, Daniel Dubois is not even trying to put down Usyk when he's talking about him. He's just telling it like he truly wants this to be looked at. He's just blunt. That's all it is. He's like, listen, I don't want anybody to just put this down to him being an old man when I destroy him, right? Like, he does not want any excuses, but he's not even trying to be disrespectful. He's just he's just blunt. And I like it. I like the fact that he's like, yeah, no, we're not going to sit here and act like if I beat him, it's because he went through 2 12-round fights with Tyson Fury and that he's 38. Now, if I win, or I guess he would say when I win, it's going to be because Daniel Dubois got better, not because Usyk got worse, right? But just like the way he said it, he's like, we're not going to act like he's just an old man.
I don't want to even put it down to just him being an old man. I've got to prove myself and, you know, bring chaos in the ring. What I bring and the force I have, that will be what's needed, really. But I stand more to gain. He's at the end of his career. I stand more to gain from a win here. Getting all the belts, that means, you know, that's the start for me, really.
He's like, I don't want to put it down to Usyk being at the end of his career, but he is at the end of his career, and I am not. So he is an old man.
What are your memories of the first fight with Daniel?
My winner.
Yeah? Did anything surprise you about Daniel?
No. No. It's a boxing. Boxing don't have surprise.
Yeah. How do you approach this fight?
Usyk is just, I mean, again, he's never been like a crazy wordsmith. He's trying to obviously speak English and not his native tongue, but it's simple but effective, the way that he does these like face-offs. And, you know, if there are mind games back and forth, he usually is getting he got the better of Tyson Fury in the mind game stuff leading up to both of their fights, where Tyson usually is the big talker and, you know, he's calling him rabbit and sausage and all this. And Usyk was just calm, cool, collected, laughing at Tyson Fury and got the better of him, got Tyson all out of sorts. Even an answer like that, he's like, what do you remember about the first fight? He's like, I won. That's what I remember. And no, Dubois didn't surprise me because it's boxing. I'm ready for whatever. Like, it's simple but effective.
Differently this time.
Confidence, I'm ready to seize victory.
Is it about throwing the kitchen sink?
It's about getting victory, seriously, you know. I've worked hard for it and now I want to cause chaos in the ring and restore it with order, with victory. So that's my mindset.
That's twice now Dubois said he wants to cause chaos in the ring. That seems like a message they've had in camp, something that he definitely wants to try to flesh out in real time. And what I think he means, if I'm just trying to guess, he's going to try to take the fight to Oleksandr Usyk. And I think it's a good idea. You can't let Usyk get downhill and push you back. Tyson Fury let him push him back twice, and it didn't go well for him. Anthony Joshua let Usyk get on the front foot, and it didn't go well for him. Dubois, when he was in that first fight and things started to not go his way, Usyk got downhill and didn't go well for him. You do need to keep pressure on Usyk. He is a technician. And eventually, if he's allowed to walk forward and start the exchanges and keep his offensive volume up, he's going to find an open. And when he finds it, he's going to go back to the well, and it's going to hurt you. So when he's talking about causing chaos in the ring, I have to think he means be on the front foot, and make Usyk adjust to him versus him adjusting to Usyk. Or make Usyk a little hesitant to throw versus him being hesitant to throw. And welcoming a firefight is what Daniel Dubois is essentially saying there. I don't know about all that, but I do like the idea of him being first, him being on the front foot, and him pushing and pressuring Usyk versus just allowing Usyk to stand in the middle and then eventually push him back. That can't happen for Daniel Dubois.
What was it like sharing the ring with Usyk? Everyone calling Oleksandr a master. What was it like sharing a ring with a master?
Look, I've come on since then. I've resurrected myself, so I feel, you know, just ready for a new beginning. Really, I'm ready for a great fight. Looking forward to a great fight, and yeah, I'm excited for it.
Same.
It's interesting the way that Dubois answered that question. It's like in his mind, he didn't even want to give up the fact that Usyk either got the better of him in the first fight or that Usyk was a master of boxing. I kind of like that mindset to be like, I'm not even going to entertain what happened in the first fight. It's done and over. I've moved on. But then a part of me kind of looks at that and goes, oh man, Daniel's having a real hard time accepting he lost that first fight. Where he's like, oh, I've changed since then and you know, I'm better now. My confidence is higher now. When you're starting to talk about like reasons Daniel lost the first fight, you can say a big part of it, people on the outside say, was, you know, he didn't have the confidence to weather adversity, right? He didn't have the confidence to stay on task when Usyk started to turn the tide after the low blow and everything else. By the way, I'm still on the fence about that being a low blow. I genuinely don't think he hit him with a low blow. But regardless, I also think Usyk would have gotten up had the referee started counting in his face. But watching that first fight happen, you saw potentially Daniel Dubois go, okay, I haven't been to this place before and I don't like it, so let me get out of here, right? You could extrapolate that there was a bit of a mental switch that was shut off where he was like, I'm kind of done. This is not something I want to do right now. If he's figured that out and mentally, like he's talking about, he's more confident this time around, that could lead to a different fight, absolutely. Because Dubois was doing very well in the first fight and then things went downhill and he kind of let it go downhill. He let that snowball build as it was coming downhill. So I like his answer there, but there's also a part of me that goes, has he even accepted that this fight may go back to the same place it was in the first fight? Meaning there's going to be adversity at some point here for Daniel Dubois. Almost certainly. Is he ready mentally for that moment? I think through the fights he's been in so far, that's prepared him. But those fights with Joshua, Hrgovic, and Miller, those guys hadn't beaten him yet. Usyk has. It's one thing to battle through adversity in a fight that's back and forth. It's another thing to battle the man that already beat you, and he beat you after you had good moments. Coming back that second time around, how do you face him if things don't go your way or if things are back and forth even the second time? You get what I'm saying? I don't know.
Question I asked Oleksandr, did anything surprise you about him?
No, not to be honest, really, no.
No?
No.
The power. Everybody talks about the power of Daniel Dubois. The biggest puncher you've been in the ring with?
I think no.
No? Who was the biggest puncher?
I think it's Derek.
Really?
Yeah. Crazy.
Chisora punches harder than Daniel?
Crazy Derek, yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Oleksandr Usyk says Derek Chisora punches harder than Daniel Dubois. I mean, listen, at heavyweight, measuring someone's punch, unless you're Deontay Wilder or Ernie Shavers or Archie Moore or, you know, like George Foreman, Mike Tyson, unless you're like a one of your generation when it comes to power punching and boxing, everybody hits hard, right? Like everybody at heavyweight hits hard. Usyk hits hard. Usyk had Tyson Fury doing the freaking chicken dance. I'm talking DJ Unk walk it out in that first fight. He was dragging him all over the ring like Tyson was on a 3-day bender. That's how bad that Usyk had him hurt with a left hand. So everyone hits hard. Obviously, Daniel Dubois hits hard for that division. Has a big-time right hand, left hook. He's got power. But as far as like, oh, does he hit harder than... I don't think it matters. Because if Dubois hits you on the chin, it doesn't matter if he hits harder than Chisora or Joshua or Wilder. It's heavyweight boxing, and he's 240, maybe 250 pounds. He touches you on the chin, you're going to sleep, or at least you're losing your legs. You're getting the Zab Judah noodle leg. Again, I think this is a little bit of mind games from Usyk. He may be telling the truth, but this little laugh at the end of it here tells me that, yeah, like, I think he wants to plant that seed in Daniel Dubois' mind. Like, bro, you don't even hit that hard. For you to be the big power puncher, man, that's not something I'm worried about.
Chisora punches harder than Daniel.
Crazy Derek, yeah.
Was you surprised when Daniel didn't get to his feet when you hit him with that jab?
No. No.
There was a lot of controversy after that first fight with the...
I'll say this. That jab was not a regular jab from Usyk. He put a lot into that jab. That was more of a powerful jab, more than just like a touch jab or, you know, something to find range with. He was trying to hurt him with that jab. Again, I think there was a mental component from Dubois to say, I can make a choice right here, and I don't want any more of what I'm going through at this moment. But I do think it hurt him. I think it hurt him enough to send him down. I don't know if it hurt him enough to keep him down, but regardless, that was a tough shot Usyk hit him with. And there were more shots in that round and in that exchange that Usyk was having success with that Dubois just didn't want any more of. I don't think it was a one-shot knockout punch. I think it was an accumulation of things that were happening to Daniel Dubois.
It's not a surprise for me. Because my jab was hard.
Was it a hard jab?
I don't want to even go there. We're talking about that's past and gone. It's because I don't know what you're trying to... I know what you're doing your job, but I'm looking for the, you know, causing chaos in the ring on Saturday, and that's my whole game and priority.
Man, that question shook up Daniel. This is what I'm talking about. Now, again, I know mentally he's trying to be like, I don't even want to talk about that because that's done and gone. And he said the cause chaos in the ring thing again. I have to think that's like he comes in the gym every day with that on his mind because he said it like 4 times in this face-off. But again, you just see how he reacts to anything that happened in that first fight. First off, he's like, I don't know what you're trying to pull here, but I know what you're trying to do, your job. And again, every fighter has their way of coping with a rematch that they lost the first fight in or things they need to adjust in their career to come back stronger. I actually think the loss for Daniel Dubois was such a good thing for his career. And again, I've been, shouting this from the rooftop when it comes to boxing specifically. A loss does not hinder your career as much as it can help your career if you learn from the loss and come back and implement the things that you did wrong there and worked on to make them right. I think it is such a big help to fighters. Not that you should go out there with the idea of I should lose, but if you do, it's not the end of the world is my point. And actually, I think it made Daniel Dubois a better fighter. But I am worried again, where he's like, yeah, I'm not even going to talk about that. Has he accepted it? Not that he even has to, but I think mentally it does play a part if you get into trouble again. You haven't accepted it yet the first time, or you haven't even, opened your mind to going back and looking at that and saying, okay, what could I have done better? If it happens again, if he gets in a bad spot again, where does this fight go? I don't know. Just keep an eye on that.
Your form has been brilliant of late. What do you put that down to?
Hunger and desire and, just, as you're a fighter, you want to become the best. So that and the team I have around me, my dad and that inner circle kept me strong and here I am today.
Do you look at that first fight and think, I'm a completely different animal now?
Yeah, I've moved past, I'm resurrected myself and I feel like a ready fighter, ready for anyone in the world.
The shot that was called low, If the referee had started counting, would you have got to your feet?
Yeah, see, I just think that shot is belt line to me, man.
Referee had started counting.
Like, I know where it touches to begin with. I get that. Like, first impact. But, yeah. I mean, I can see it being called low, to be honest. But I think it's very borderline. And one thing's for sure. Usyk did not get punched in the nuts here. Like, for the people that are calling it a low blow, that's not where your nuts are. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that, even there, Usyk's nuts are not at his V-taper. You know what I'm saying? Like, he didn't get hit in the balls here. I don't know if he's Conor McGregor out here. He might have got punched in the McHog, but this is not, the reaction that Usyk gave off this punch, to me, was more so because he was allowed to have the time by the referee. And I think it hurt him more to the body than it did to the nuts, if that makes sense. I think that's the best way to describe this. Could it have been by letter of the law low? Sure. I still think it's a bit borderline, but at the same time, I don't think he was hitting the nuts. I do think he was hitting the lower stomach, abdomen region, and he did not like that. And the referee gave him time, so he took it. Right? That is, I mean, that's smart. That's a veteran move. If the referee got in his face and was 1, 2, I think Usyk gets back to his feet.
Would you have got to your feet?
Yes, of course. I will come in. 100%. It was hard because my bow say me, hey, Alex, whoa. And so it was pain. But it's not like a body. It's X. It's different.
Well, I've heard Don Charles, your coach, say.
That was interesting. Alex said his corner was like, hey, Alex, whoa. So he took the time. I don't know what. Again, Usyk, it's sometimes tough to understand, but he's essentially saying it wasn't a body shot. It was different pain. I'm not him, so I can't. I'm not going to dispute like what he felt. Just what I see, I don't know. That doesn't seem like it was a nut shot.
That he believes that Oleksandr conned the ref and the boxing fans.
Yeah, don't even go there. Don't even go.
No.
No. This is today, this is now. I'm gonna enjoy this fight. I wanna enjoy this fight, so we'll see.
I like that, man. Okay, I like that answer from Daniel Dubois. Like, yeah, no, we're not here talking about the low blow. We're not here to worry about what he did or didn't do and the rule set and all that. Fuck all that. We're here for this fight. Okay. That's a strong, confident answer. All right, Dubois. We like that.
How do you stop Daniel from enjoying it?
It was wonderful. Я кажу, це буде неймовірно.
Your performance will be wonderful.
Yeah.
Are you still very hungry?
Yeah, I continue feel I'm hungry for boxing. Training not, training too, but my training, I prepare for this fight 23 years, all my life. But boxing is like oxygen for me.
Just
It's an interesting answer there. He says that I'm still hungry for boxing. And then he started to be like, training, maybe not. And then he kind of saved it and was like, well, I've been training for 23 years for this fight. Boxing is what gets me out of bed. Training, but boxing gets him out of bed. That's a little interesting, right? Because, you know, they go hand in hand. You have to sacrifice for however many months your life, potentially, you know, time with your family, all this other stuff to train. And let's be honest, I can't speak for professionals, but when I had my little rinky-dink fight, I hated training. And I only trained for like a month or so. And I couldn't stand it, right? I could not stand how tired I was all the time, how irritable I was, how just, it's what it does to you. Boxing is a very hard sport to train, but the payoff is the fight. And Usyk is, in my opinion, there saying, yeah, you know, I'm not as in love with training anymore as maybe I was when I was younger, but I still love boxing. Does that mean he didn't commit as hard to this training camp? Or, you know, I don't know. But it's an interesting answer because, as we all know, we don't think Usyk has many fights left. Like Barker said earlier, he's 38, coming off 2 big 12-round fights. I don't know, but that's just an interesting way for him to phrase it. I'm not in love with training anymore, or at least not as much as I was, but boxing is like air to me. It's like oxygen. I don't know if it'll have an effect. We'll see.
Just being more aggressive this time, being more offensive, letting the hands go, being dominant on the front foot. Is that how you plan on tackling this fight?
Yeah.
And are you prepared for anything that Daniel brings your way?
Yes, of course. Listen, it's a young guy. This guy wanna take my belts. I not wanna give my belts.
Listen, Dubois, I mean, Darren really kind of answered the question for Dubois, but yeah, that's the right attitude to have. You have to be able to throw the kitchen sink at Usyk. You need to go forward. You need to be aggressive. Daniel Dubois is talking about bringing chaos to the ring. All that is great, but you still have to maintain some semblance of caution with Oleksandr Usyk. Not to say you shouldn't go and pressure him and go and put it on him and really try to walk him down and bully him a bit. I think that's the right game plan. I think that's what Daniel Dubois has to do and not get behind the 8 ball with Usyk trying to walk him down. But you can't do it recklessly, or at least not for long. Derek Chisora tried that, and eventually it was found out, right? Like that was, people say that was one of the toughest fights for Usyk at heavyweight, but eventually Usyk found it and was able to put it on Derek and win that fight. So I don't like the just go out on my shield type of strategy here for Dubois, or, you know, we got to get it done early before Usyk starts ramping up. I don't like that because you're going to be in for a long time. It's going to be tough to catch Usyk the way you caught Anthony Joshua, because I don't know what the Joshua was doing in that fight. Just defense was out the window. Usyk's going to be, as Tyson Fury calls him, he's a rabbit. He's going to be tough to catch, right? So like I said, all that's the right idea from Daniel Dubois. You better have some sort of caution, some sort of mind to, here comes the counterpunch, because if you walk onto one, that can change the fight too.
If you win this fight Saturday night, will we see you in the ring again?
Oh, not if, when.
When?
Yeah.
And what would it mean to be the first British 4-belt undisputed heavyweight champion of the world?
The best of my era.
Right, Oleksandr, tell Daniel how you beat him on Saturday night.
We will see it on Saturday.
Yeah?
Yeah,
A masterclass?
of course.
Same for you, Daniel.
Chaos.
Does this fight go the distance, in your opinion?
Chaos.
For as long as it lasts?
Yeah.
All right, there it is. Now listen, neither guy is picture of Daniel. Neither guy is a wordsmith, right? And we don't expect them to be. That's not what sells this fight. What sells this fight are these 3 words: undisputed heavyweight championship. This is the baddest man in boxing right here. The winner of this fight is the baddest boxer on the planet. And that's kind of what we got here. You didn't get any sort of like circus sell or any kind of like either guy being outside of themselves to try to sell a fight. What sells it is the goal. The intensity is there. Dubois keeps bringing up chaos. I need to bring chaos to this fight. And I like the idea of it. Honestly, I do. I like the idea of shaking things up, and you can't fall into the same things that Joshua did twice, that Tyson Fury did twice, with trying to you know, box with Oleksandr Usyk exclusively, especially if you're going to let him walk forward and take center of the ring. It's not going to happen. But you also can't get reckless, right, when you are coming forward, because Usyk is still such a tactician, and he's deadly accurate. And if I'm going to give a prediction right now, because it's 2 days away from the fight, I am going to go with Usyk. I do think Usyk wins this fight, potentially via decision. I think this one's going to be a little bit of a tougher fight for Usyk and a closer fight than the first one. And the first one was a close fight. But I still think Dubois has more than just a chance of winning this fight. I think that Dubois, I mean, maybe it's 60-40, maybe 70-30, but I think he's got some real skill. We all know that Usyk doesn't like body punching. Not to say that he would have been stopped by the body punch that Dubois hit him with in the first fight, but if you get to his body, he doesn't like it. We've seen it in so many different fights. He doesn't react well. Joshua got to him and he turned and looked at the referee. Like, that'll be a massive factor here if Dubois can get to his body early, drop the hands, and then bring the hammer behind it up top. I still think that Usyk is a spry 38. I think his footwork's going to be key here, because Dubois is going to try to come forward and push him back and pressure him and bully him. I think Usyk using the entirety of the ring kind of like he did against Derek Chisora, is going to be a major factor. You could even look at this fight as potentially, you know, a very similar fight to the Usyk-Derek Chisora fight, except Dubois is a lot better than Chisora is. He's not as clunky, he's not as stiff, and he's not as sloppy. And that's what makes this interesting. If he's really going to bring that chaos, be on the front foot, try to walk Usyk down, and have violence in his hands to the body and upstairs. Great combo puncher is Daniel Dubois. Shit, as I'm saying it, I'm kind of wanting to change my pick, but I'll stay with Usyk, and I'll say either by decision or potentially another late stoppage when things go awry for Daniel Dubois. If Usyk's able to get that ball rolling downhill again, what does the mindset of Dubois do in the latter half of that fight? But regardless, it's a great fight, and I'm gonna be live once again this Saturday for this fight all the way through the end of Manny Pacquiao, Mario Barrios, and UFC 318. It'll probably be like a 12-hour stream. I want to see you guys there. And as far as what happens in the fight itself, my pick, Usyk by decision, but I don't have those answers. Undisputed heavyweight championship on the line this Saturday. Will it be Usyk or Dubois? Guess we'll find out.